What's up, guys? Welcome back to Big Yogi's Garage. Today I got John Derby. What's up, John?
What's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I wanted you on because I seen that you had a business, and I don't know how long ago you started this business and stuff like that. So I wanted you to come on and talk about your business. And I want to grow my podcast. I want to share people's businesses through story. So I wanted you to come on. You told me you had an interesting story that went with your business and your whole transformation.
Yes,
so I wanted to get all that.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to come on and talk to me a little bit about it. Can you tell me a little bit about your childhood and the challenges you had growing up?
Oh man, childhood was crazy, man. I was born to my mom and my dad, but born in a Flower Hospital.
Okay,
and,
so here in Toledo?
Here in Toledo, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't grow up in Toledo though. I grew up like Wasion area and stuff like that. So, but no, my mom got in a really bad accident when I was like 6 months old, and then like it took her, like she was in a coma. She had to relearn how to walk and talk and all types of stuff. She wasn't supposed to live. Like she wasn't supposed to walk again either. Like, so basically.
And you weren't in that accident?
No,
it was just your mom.
She was a flagger, like down here in Toledo. She was a flagger, and a dump truck actually didn't see that she was right in the middle of the road and hit her, then backed up over her too, like because she didn't know what he hit, so he backed up. So he like basically hit her twice.
Damn. So she's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. They wanted to cut her leg off and stuff. So then like when I met my mom as a baby, obviously I don't remember, but I didn't recognize her. Like I actually cried like when she held me, like I was scared of her.
Oh, okay.
And she had a whole bunch of stuff hooked up and.
Because you didn't, because you were a little tiny baby, and then like that's what someone told you, right? Someone told you that when they handed you back to your mom, you couldn't even recognize
I was like
her.
Screaming like I didn't understand who this woman was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened, and shortly after, I would say I was about 3, 4, or 5 maybe. My mom and dad got divorced. My dad got into like really hard drugs. I didn't see him for like a whole decade, and I was just running wild with a handicapped mom, like single mother. So I had a lot of.
Did you have to come up with stories to tell people and stuff about how? Tell me a little bit about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I was super.
It's just we're kids. I did the same thing. I understand exactly. I actually lived in a whole different state, and people would ask me about my mom, and I would come up with stories
about her. Yeah.
Like, tell me a little bit about what.
So I basically fabricated this version of my dad in my head. It basically made him who I wanted to become. And it's like, oh no, my dad's rich. He's always like, he's got businesses, this, that, and whatever. Meanwhile, he's out either in prison, jail, doing drugs, this, that, and whatever. But I would tell kids that because I went to Evergreen, and Evergreen was like, all the kids, like their parents had businesses and were really wealthy and this, that, and whatever. And I was like one of the more popular kids, like throughout, elementary, middle school, even into high school. I ended up moving, but either way, all the kids were in their country and shit, and I wasn't very country. Like my older brother's half Mexican. My other family members are I've got my first cousins are half black, and we listened to hip hop. We were listening to 50 Cent, Eminem. Like we just didn't fit the typical family for like what it was in Evergreen. So I would fabricate this story to all my friends that like, hey, yeah, my dad's rich and blah, 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 blah. That's why he's never around. He's blah, blah, this, that, and whatever. And, dude, I just used to break down when I really like sit and think about it and talk about who my dad was, like when it finally would come out and stuff. So yeah, man, it was just challenging trying to find my identity because I didn't know who I was. And then for some reason I felt like I was a piece of shit because my dad was a piece of shit.
And what kind of advice can you give to some kid that's going through that kind of same thing? Like, how did you get through that kind of stuff? Oh
man, dude, it took so many years of just like falling flat on my face, going through drug addictions, going through multiple relationships over and over, and not being it. Like I took no responsibility. I was like very unaccountable and like undisciplined in a lot of areas. So it just took for me to really look at myself and be like, dude, are you gonna be your dad, or are you gonna be different from your dad? Are you gonna be a good father to your children? So I would encourage like younger kids that are going through that are struggling with like their identity and stuff, to really just cultivate discipline and strategies and a routine, a routine and stuff into your
like
life.
a routine, yeah.
Yeah.
Routines are really important. They build structure for your life.
Yeah, you're very routine based.
Yeah. I've learned that. I've learned that routines. When I went to prison, I was kind of like how you said. I didn't care about nothing. When I went to prison, I started learning how to routine. All the guys in there, they have routines, and they start teaching you this is how you should do it. And then once you find your routine on certain things, you can become unstoppable. You can
Really?
be dedicated to anything.
Straight up.
And so, okay, so how do the early experiences hurt you and shape your life at that point? Like at that point, let's not go too farther.
Too far.
Yeah, I'm talking about like right there, right around that your dad doing drugs, your mom, all that. How did that? Where did that lead to?
Oh, dude, it led to like a lot of just mischievous behavior for me, dude. I was mischievous. I like to laugh. I like to make jokes. I like to get made fun of, make fun of people. So it hurt me a lot because I didn't do good in school. I didn't give a fuck about school at all, period.
Okay.
And but it helped shape me into who I am now, because now I'm like thinking back like, damn, I probably should have took that shit serious. So
yeah. And then how did that how did you end up getting into the drug life and all that? How old were you when that started?
I was like 13. I started smoking weed, and then my mom could not handle me and my brothers because we were like fucking just going wild. She was handicapped, so she's like, you can go to your dad's. So I moved into a crack house, and then from there just spiraled downhill. I mean, I'm talking like I was doing drugs that I had no business doing. I was around people I had no business being around. I was following down footsteps I had no business following down.
So you grew up like in crack houses and stuff like that?
Well, when my mom was finally
not the whole time.
because my mom had a decent, like, we weren't rich or anything, but we weren't broke, because her accident, she actually got like compensation and stuff like that. So like I didn't grow up like struggling financially. But then when I went to my dad's, it was like, dude, there's no fucking food, there's fucking roaches, there's fucking the whole 9 yards.
It was like a whole different shift, huh?
I was like 14.
What side of town was that on?
That was actually over by Adrian, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
So it was like.
So you grew up a little bit in Michigan too?
A little bit in Michigan. Yeah, I'm kind of like all over. Just, I would say Northwest Ohio, Southwest Michigan. I have been everywhere, met any type of person you could think of, and done quite a few things.
Yeah, that's awesome. So okay, so where did those drugs lead you? How bad did you get with that?
Dude,
were you stealing and lying?
No,
and all that
no.
shit?
I was never a thief.
You never got that bad?
And I was never. So here's the thing: I never spent my own money really on drugs unless I was selling it. Like if I was going to flip something, then yeah, I'd spend my own money. But I was around, like, so my dad had like basically the crack house for crack dealers, coke dealers. Everyone was coming, and then they would basically pay my dad off. Like they'd stay there for 3 days at a time and just feed my dad drugs, sell drugs out of there, stuff like that. So I got offered like a ridiculous amount of drugs, like on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So like in my mind, I felt like I was like a snitch if I didn't take it. Like if I, so I was scared to say no to these, like, you got big time dope dealers. You got ones that are straight from the hood. You've got ones that are like biker gang, scary ass white dudes that like, dude, just all the whole 9 yards. So it's like, I just felt so scared to say no to those influences. Yeah.
And then you were young at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was no guidance. The guidance you had were doing drugs, and it kind of showed you that it was okay to do that kind of stuff because you seen the older people around you doing it. Yeah,
at one point I thought it was kind of cool. I was like,
absolutely. And you're not wrong, bro, because like you're a product. Everyone's a product of their environment. Once you moved over there, you basically seen that it was okay. You seen all these people, you know what I mean, and that kind of stuff guides us into wrong situations.
Yeah, dude, it got dark. It got really, really dark.
And then what was all kinds of, you was doing coke and all that shit?
Dude, I did coke. I did meth. I did. I took like a Percocet that was actually just straight fentanyl. Like, but I did that a couple times. Like, almost OD'd and died. Like, was puking my guts out for like 2 days at a time. And I tripped on acid. I've done a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of, But like at the same time, I wouldn't take it back because I'm like one of the most creative, funniest people. I'm sober as shit now, but like, dude, I just think outside of the box, like so crazily.
Okay. So what woke you up? What made the change? What changed for you to be this
Ooh, I had a
different
kid at
person?
18. I never wanted to be a drug addict. I never thought that was cool or anything. I just so happened to slip down that road, and like it happens quick. It happens very, very quick. But I had a kid at 18, and I was still just, for like 4 or 5 years after I had him, I was still like just in this rabbit hole. It felt like I was just waking up and I couldn't get anywhere because I was like, I didn't really have a vehicle. I didn't have anyone to help me get a vehicle. I was living out in the country at this time at my dad's. It was like a crack house out in the middle of the country, like in between like Adrian and Toledo. And it's like I just was living this day over and over and over and over and over again. And I felt so lost, dude. Like I remember crying, thinking about it. I'm like, dude, I just couldn't leave. And then it got to the point where I fucking was drugged out of my mind, and I just got up and started walking in the middle of winter. I walked all the way to Sandusky just because I wanted to get the fuck away from like people were stealing from me. Anything that I did have, like I've had vehicles and stuff, and I've had vehicles get stolen from me from my dad's friends, like his.
Yeah, because all them people don't care. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So even if you had something, they didn't care.
Yeah. And I was hustling, dude. I was getting to the point where I was making like $200-300 profit a day, like just flipping weed or something, and it would still come up missing. Like my weed would come up missing. Everything would. Yeah. So I was just like, dude, I really just broke down and lost my shit. So I went on a 2-day walk. I walked to Sandusky, seriously, like right in the middle of winter too, and I slept in like the front of a bank. Like they had the door. Like you could go in and do
like
the
the double door.
Dude, people were walking in all night. I'm just looking up at them, after, like waking up.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty rough.
How old are you?
I'm 26 now.
26.
This was like probably like 23, 24.
Yeah, so you've been through some shit already. And
yeah.
You're only 26 years old.
Yeah. So that happened.
That's crazy.
But I just really wanted to be a part of my kid's life. My baby mom wouldn't let me see my kid, but she also had her own struggles with addictions and stuff. And I went to Sandusky for a little while. I got a job, got kind of on my feet, and then I begged my mom to let me like come stay with her. I'm like, Mom, I promise I'll get my shit together. I don't want to do no drugs. I hate this. I don't even want, like, this lifestyle was, I grandfathered it. Like, it was grandfathered in through my dad. I didn't want to acquire like that type of lifestyle. So
you didn't find that like good. You never, even when you were doing it, you weren't like.
Oh, I was like in guilt. I was in guilt.
Felt like shit.
Yeah, in complete guilt. So that's what part of like the reason that the shit was eating me up is like.
So that you finally called your mom and just told her.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in Sandusky right now. I can get a cab to Toledo if you come pick me up in Toledo. I promise. Just give me a couple months. I'll get my shit together. So I ended up buying a truck. I had a full-time job working at a factory. I was working like 70 hours a week, cleaned my act up. I was running on a daily basis, working out. And I was getting a little money in my pocket. And then I was still like kind of smoking weed, drinking, going to bars on the weekend and stuff like that. So I still kind of had like a little hold on me. And then like I did that for like a year. I was still like maintaining my shit, and then I got with my girl now, and man, she's just like, dude, my family's not like, she's Mexican, dude. She's like, my family's not gonna accept you like being a piece of shit. Like I come from a long line of hard working men, so I ended up getting a sales job and fucking killed it. Like did astronomically good. Like the owner was like saying like, oh man, I wish all our guys was just like him and all of that. So I knew I had a personality built for it. I was just so insecure that I couldn't unlock it.
So. And then, so your new girlfriend is a good part of why you made that change.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
You already were working on it, but then when you met her, it was almost like another incentive to keep going with that.
Very pivotal.
What's your girlfriend's name?
Jennifer Martinez.
Let's say thank you to Jennifer.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank
Love
you, Jennifer, for doing that, because sometimes in life we need a strong partner. We need a strong partner to help us, because we are kings, but we need a strong queen on our team, because life is not about just being alone. We need that partner to help us every day with our struggles, with our things, because just because we're men don't mean we're unstoppable. And they need us too. And if we unite with the right person, we can become unstoppable, man. So sometimes God gives us, or God or the universe or whatever you believe in, gives us these people in our lives. Sometimes they give us bad people, like your ex-girlfriend, to learn certain lessons. And then God says, okay, that's done. And then they send you somebody new to help you fix some of those, and then you already got those lessons from last time. And as long as you don't keep making them same mistakes, you'll learn from that last relationship, so you don't make the same mistakes in your new relationship.
Dude, 100%. I'll cheers to that.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Cheers to that, bro.
For real.
We gotta make sure, because a lot of times men think, man, I'll just be single and have a bunch of girlfriends and this and that, but that doesn't lead us nowhere. A lot of times when we're searching for that girl and all that, that just leads us in bad paths. And
Oh yeah, and not to mention with the amount of STDs and stuff out there, like, man, it's not worth it anymore to be like a player. Or
yeah.
I'm totally with you, dude. One solid person is worth 1,000 hoes, dude.
So then you ended up getting her pregnant and had another baby, right?
Yeah.
Because I seen that you have a little baby.
Yeah, man. Isaiah Carnello, Derby.
Yeah.
So he's got a little white in him, little Mexican in him, but he's cool, man.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So yeah, and then I just was like, man, I'm gonna start my own business. If I did $1 million in sales in 8 months, my first 8 months, for someone else, I can do. And I've got roofing, siding, gutter experience. Like that's when I was going through drugs and stuff like that. That's all I did was construction type work, little jobs on the side and stuff.
Okay.
Other than like when I was selling weed, so like I just was hustling up whatever income to get by at the times, but in all reality, I wasn't getting anywhere with that lifestyle, like in being just around the wrong people. So I did like $1 million in sales in 8 months.
All right, hold on. Before we go there, okay, you used to sell drugs and stuff like that, so you had a little sales in you already, right?
Oh hell yeah, dude.
So because I want to get to like how did you even get into sales? Like, what was your first like step? Because I don't want to just go into you created this business without actually like
what led to it.
So you met your girlfriend, and then you said you ended up getting a job in sales, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I actually had some sales experience, because when I was 18.
Okay, yeah, it's not all about the drugs and the
right.
There's more to that.
There's more to it. Yes. So when I was 18, I moved out to Arizona when I had my kid. Me and my baby mom then, because my mom lived in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
I got a little sales job.
So when you begged your mom to move back, that was Phoenix, Arizona.
It happened a couple times.
Okay.
So
this time was in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah,
okay.
But I didn't beg her. She actually wanted us to come out, and she was like, I can help you get on your feet, this, that, and whatever. You just had a kid. I don't want you at your dad's where there's drugs going on, this, that, and whatever.
She's trying to help you out.
Yeah. So I moved out there. Me and my girl got into it. She moved back up here with my kid. I stayed out there because I had like the sales job that I thought I was going to be able to take it somewhere. And it was just petty sales. It was like little business to business sales. And basically what I was doing is I was helping people with the insurance claims on their car. And I did fairly well at that. And then I ended up getting this job where I was acquiring, so this is the opposite of sales. So acquisitions is when you acquire something. So I was buying something. I was talking someone into selling me something. So that's also kind of like a reverse psychology of sales anyways, which I think that's really what made me super good at understanding a sale too. Is if you can talk someone into selling you something that they don't even really want to sell, that's a pretty good thing. So what I would do is I'd talk people into selling me their home, and then we'd buy it, get it under a contract, and then sell it to a flipper for like $10,000 to $20,000 more. I ended up getting screwed over like $30,000 in that ordeal, like at a young age, because I was doing really well in the acquisition side of stuff, but I didn't feel right doing it because we would target like people with mental issue, or like old women that had equity in their home and they would have like dementia and stuff like that, or we target their crackhead kids that get the so say they die, they receive the home, and they're like looking for fast cash, and it's in their Google researches. Well, this company would target those type of people. Like, so I just didn't like morally.
Yeah, you felt like
grimy, like a slimy salesman, you know. So I told the owner, I'm like, hey man, I appreciate everything, but I'm gonna go start my own business, doing something else. I always had the dream of starting my own business and becoming successful. And
ever since you was a kid, huh?
Yeah.
When you used to tell people that your dad had a business, that was you thinking like, I want to be that.
Yeah.
I want to become a successful businessman.
That's exactly what it was too.
Yeah.
So I was basically just fabricating my own future.
Yeah, you're manifesting who you, or not even you. You're like who you're looking like. Sometimes like who you want to become, or you know what I mean, or who you want to admire, or something like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's all I had was my imagination. I had so much time on my hands with not having a dad, and then my mom being handicapped. I had a lot of time to myself. So I always like just think like, dude, I want to be like a rap star. I want to be this. Like I still got huge dreams. I still think that like honestly, me, probably you, somewhere in line, we're all gonna like change the world in some way. Holy Toledo, we're meant to be holy.
Yes, sir. I believe that too, dude. I think that, I mean, I know this podcast is little. I got a couple hundred people, but I think it's a powerful podcast. I'm connecting people. I'm trying to help people spread their word. I want people to help spread their business, transformation stories.
Beautiful.
I think it's just, all of us are here for a purpose. If we wake up every day, there's more to us, man. There's more to us than just like going to punch the clock and, you know, going to work every day. There's more. There's more to it. There's more to it. Like your business. Okay, so you told the boss you quit. So what was the transition? What happened?
Oh man, he's like, you think this is loyalty? I'm like scared. Shit, there goes all my money down the drain. I don't know if it was 30K exactly, but I know it was gonna rain because I only seen the commission on the backside, so it was after they get it sold. Well, with me putting that in and already acquiring these properties, I wasn't gonna know what the commission was gonna be on like 3 or 4 deals, which could have been anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000. So either way, it was gonna be like 20 to 30K that I got completely screwed out on. But I knew as soon as he said, "You think this is loyalty?" it was over with. And it's not that I was trying to be disloyal to him or anything. It's more so I just didn't feel comfortable acquiring properties from people that are in need of cash that are gonna go screw it over. Like, well, it's like giving a homeless man $5 knowing that he's gonna go get a fix with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. You have morals.
Yeah.
That's good. You have morals, and you felt like you could do something better with your time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes other people get mad, but in life, sometimes you got to put you first, you know, not your boss. Your boss is mad because now he has to go find somebody else. But he'll go find somebody else. You got to worry about your wife and your girlfriend and your kid, and putting money on the table and doing the right thing for people, and not trying to screw all these people over just to make a couple dollars, because karma will come back and get you.
And that money, the quicker it comes in, faster it goes. So like I believe in blessed money, and I believe in cursed money.
So what did you learn from that business that you implemented into like so you started your business, right? So
I didn't end up starting my business because I got screwed over a crap load of money. I had my kid back here. I was not on drugs at this time in my life. I was smoking and drinking, weed, drinking alcohol. It was out in Phoenix. They had like coke out there and stuff, so I like occasionally would do like cocaine, but I wasn't like engulfed in like an everyday lifestyle. So I just try to be as like upfront and real, because I can't lie. I'm not good at lying, and I don't want to give some people this false perception of who I am, because some people will do that all day and believe it. So I ended up coming back home, and I had to go move back in with my dad.
You're still 18 at this time, right?
I'm like, no, this is a couple years. So this is my Arizona experience.
Was a couple years.
Came back, and it just like, so I didn't have that tight of a relationship with my kid. Now the mother of my child was hooked on drugs, and she wasn't even allowing me to see my kid because I moved back in with my dad, and there's drugs everywhere. I wasn't really doing it, but then I was kind of like falling down into it again. And then this was just like another 3 years of just falling down and trying to get back up, falling down and getting back up, trying like every day feeling like Groundhog Day. And I just got screwed over a shitload of money, so I didn't have $1 to my name basically by the time I got back to Ohio from Phoenix. I had to like climb my own way back. So yeah, so then all this stuff happened. I ended up losing my shit. I literally like lost my mind, was going insane. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna walk. I can't get away from this shit. Like I'm begging like people to help me, and in all reality, I see why they didn't help me, because I was a liability at that point. And that's what I believe made me stronger and more disciplined, because dude, walking to Sandusky in the middle of winter is like, will definitely like dude, that'll make you like you'll have plenty of time to think about life and everything. So so that's what happened. And then I got a job down there at Kalahari, and was just slanging toys.
Sandusky?
Yeah, it's Sandusky. Okay. Yeah, because they had a bus. Like I didn't have a vehicle at this time, so like I had to bus back and forth to work, and then like sometimes I would get out when the buses weren't going, so I'd have to walk all the way. And this was still like springtime, because I stayed in Sandusky for like a few months, and actually this one dude let me just stay in his camper. He didn't even know me. He's like, dude, you don't seem like a bad kid. Like, so I ended up, I don't know, it was just weird, man. And then I just begged to come back, because I really just wanted to restart everything. So I was just like in this constant thing where I just wanted a fresh slate. I wanted to get my life together, you know.
Yeah. And then is that when you when did you start the sales job that you ended up being like top salesman and all that?
So that would have been like a year after I came back from Sandusky.
So
or no, like a year and a half actually.
That's when you met your new girl, right?
Yep. Yep. And so what was happening is I worked at this factory, was just fucking basically working my life away, punching the clock every day. Honestly, I look at it as a cultivating moment. I just learned discipline and being okay with being by myself and stuff like that. So I was doing that, and then I ended up, I didn't lose the job, I just quit. And then I was just kind of like working at like Chipotle. And then my girl's like, dude, you need to get your shit together. Like, I can't bring you to my family and you like not have no money, nothing, no vehicle, nothing. I mean, I had a little black truck at this point in time, but like it was nothing like what I got now. So I ended up filling out an application for a sales job, and it was home improvement sales, which kind of fit up the alley that I've done roofing, I've done siding, I've done gutters. I used to install leaf guards. So I've had little odd jobs throughout these times, but nothing that like, I didn't have no stability. I didn't have like a home where I could come in, go to sleep, wake up. It was like, if I were to go home, there's going to be drug dealers and drug addicts all around me, and I'm going to be up all night anyways, even if I don't do drugs or if I do drugs. So it's like, I just didn't have no stability, so it was very, very hard to keep a job. Now, once I moved back with my mom and I had a vehicle, I could go to work, come home, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, come home, and just live that cycle. I ended up getting my own place, and ended up meeting Jen, and then I quit that job, was working at Chipotle, and it was like really hard up for cash, and then I got this sales job, and dude, I was like starting to make like $5K a week. Like, damn, like $5K a week.
You're like from Chipotle making like $10,000 or whatever it was.
I was shitting. I was like looking at my pay
what
stub.
the hell?
Yeah. And I was doing really good, and then they raised the prices, like they doubled the prices on the homeowners, and then they expected like a 50% close rate on the sales. So like now the sale was getting way hard. I was a top salesman, and then they wanted to lower my commission. So that's when I'm like, okay, hold the fuck on. Like, I don't like screwing people over. Like, I felt like I was robbing people when I was like going to them and saying, hey, yeah, your little house here with this metal roof that you're gonna want on it, it's gonna be 40 grand.
Oh my God.
And some of them would.
Yeah.
Some of them wouldn't. They'd look at me and be like, get the fuck out of my house. So
yeah. And some people will say, yes, okay, shake your hand and say, do it.
And then I feel guilty.
Yeah, they were like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Like, damn, somebody could have just did that for like way cheaper.
20,000. So that's what gave me the idea of affordable roofing, siding, and gutters, because dude, I can get these jobs done for way less and make way more.
Okay,
myself.
so what was your whole mindset of this? So you were there selling stuff,
And then
and you seen the prices going up, and you said you think you could do a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
What did you tell? You just tell your boss you quit? What happened? What happened to that?
Yeah, man, so they wanted to start this new contract where I got like basically half the commission of what I would before, and then they doubled their prices, so it was really like a double slap in the face. And then you got to maintain this 40 to 50% close rate, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm a killer salesman, so I would do it, because I would go talk to Sherry about her dogs for 3 hours straight if she wanted to talk about her dog.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever it took.
Yeah. But that wasn't the point. The point was like, dude, unrealistic expectations. And then I started talking around to like other like operating managers at other roofing companies, and then you kind of get acclimated. Like you start to learn other roofing companies and siding, or just construction, home improvement companies in general. And they're like, dude, Wagner, I'm not here to degrade any companies, but they expect the most out of their employees with the least compensation with their new contract and everything. And so it's just like unrealistic expectations. It's like, look, I can do just as good, make just as much, if not more money, and do better for the homeowner.
Yeah.
And
give them an affordable price.
Exactly.
So that's why you named your business Affordable.
Yep.
Affordable roofing, siding, and gutters.
Yep.
All right. That's and it's based here in Toledo.
It's actually based out of West Unity, Ohio, so it's over by Wasion.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got like a 2-hour radius.
Okay, so if somebody did in Toledo wanted some stuff, you can. You can do that.
Windows, doors, gutters, soffit, fascia, roofing, whole nine, roof repair, all that. So.
And how long have you guys been doing it for? You have a business partner, right?
I got a couple buddies that I work with. So basically, I've been doing this like my own business for like a couple months. So this is kind of like my premiere of my business, is coming here and talking about it, because I really want to get it off the ground, and I want to do a good job, and I want to provide a great quality for a good price.
And you told me that from the first message, that when me and you first started talking about this, you said that I want to get in a podcast, I want to start a business. This is a few months ago. I told you that we had to wait a little bit, and you said that you wanted to do like affordable businesses for people. So your dream is gonna come true.
Yeah,
you just gotta.
Transpiring.
This right here is like the first step to get it out there. We're gonna start talking about it, and I'm gonna help you promote it, and then
Appreciate that, brother.
Eventually you're gonna keep going, and then eventually we can link up and keep doing some
sponsorships
stuff.
And all that. Yeah, coming together. Yeah,
because that's what we need to do. We need to help each other. We need to link up. So like that, other people that come on the podcast, they can see you. They say, "Oh, I need a roof. I need some windows. I need this." They don't gotta go looking for somebody else. They can say, "Hey, right here in this circle,
dependable, affordable, and great quality."
Yeah. So that right there can. The people that are on my podcast, they're reaching out to each other, and like maybe some of these guys, I got a lot of guys that watch my podcast every week, so some of them can reach out to you if they need a window or they need some doors, roofing, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and your business, Affordable Roofing, how do you incorporate like attention to detail to everything you do? Like, because I remember you telling me like you do that kind of you attention to detail. Tell me a little bit about that.
So like, for instance, a lot of times homeowners, when it comes to like doing sales and stuff, or making a sale, it's not about how good of a salesman you are. It's about listening to what the homeowner really wants done. Because like, say I hire, 3 guys to help me with the job, and I give them the work order to go do like 2 or 3 windows. If they don't know like what trim's going around it, if they don't know what's coming off, if we're doing the drywall around the window, stuff like that, then you just screwed up someone's whole wall. You just screwed up a whole lot of stuff. So that's why I'm like very, very anal about like attention to detail, because you want to make sure that what you're providing is exactly what they want, and you want them to tell their friends to come and use you. And then if it's a flip side to that, then you're screwed. I mean, you're screwed out of that customer, because most likely they're going to try to sue you or something, or not pay you because you messed up the trim, or you didn't listen, or they wanted a different color shingle on the roof. So it's very, 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 very important in my shoes to listen, pay attention to detail, and then also when I'm doing it, which I do most of my work myself, and if not, then I usually will subcontract somebody that knows exactly what they're doing, and most likely work with them and collaborate. Because I'm also like a learner. I'm always learning, and in construction, when you're talking old builds, new builds, remodels, anything, there's so much to learn in it that like I really think it would take a human multiple lifetimes to learn everything that when it comes to windows, doors, roofing, siding, gutters, flooring, anything construction.
So much stuff that goes to that. So so you not only do the job, but you also sell the job?
Yeah, sell the job, do the job if I can. If I can't do the job, then I know somebody that can. So like, say for instance, if it's like a specialized window, I got a buddy of mine that's been installing windows for 30 years. So I would most likely go out there with them, split it with like whatever we make off of it, split it with them, because I'm not trying to get rich off of one job. I'm just trying to provide a great quality. So
an affordable price.
An affordable price, right?
Because that's the main reason why you even started this business, because you want to give an affordable price to people, right? Because you a couple times you told me that you felt like a lot of the jobs you were in, people were like price gouging or taking advantage of people.
Yes.
So a lot of your drive is not only to help people, but it's also to give people an affordable price, where you win some, but they also win. It's like a win-win situation between you and the customer.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's the way to go. And I do a lot of that stuff in my cleaning business. A lot of the people that I've been cleaning for 4 years, they still got the same price, because I see everything around me going up, but I keep them at a certain price range, because I always told them, as long as they keep giving me business, like they keep referring me, I can keep their price that low, as long as they keep giving me houses. Because my job is it's a recurring cleaning business, so it's like the same customer every week, every 2 weeks, every month. So it's just like building like a subscription model.
Right.
So you don't want to get rich off one person. You want the long money, not the short money.
Exactly.
Short money is what them guys that you're saying, that $40,000 for one roof, they're gonna get their $40,000 for that one roof. But if you charge people, $10,000, you're gonna get a whole bunch of roofs forever.
Yeah, all day.
That person's gonna refer you to another one, to another one. You're gonna keep getting $10,000.
Like a $10,000 roof, I only make like $1,000. I'm not making anything crazy off that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, after paying people and materials and stuff, and I'm happy with that, because I'm getting that job done in 1-2 days. And I don't know, I just don't feel the need to be greedy. I mean, the goal though is to eventually have like 3 crews, and they're all out doing separate jobs.
Yep. And your job would be just getting jobs for them to do.
And managing it, yes. Yeah. But as far as right now, I like, dude, you can look at my hands. They're dirty. I've got spray foam on my fingers. Like, I definitely believe in, and that's another reason what really rubbed me the wrong way about the last company I was working for, was just like, dude, I don't even think the owner of the business knew how to do half the shit we were selling, and then he's charging an outrageous price for it. So it's like, to me, I don't know. There's no honor in that, in my opinion. But I mean, I get it. He's trying to. The American dream for everyone is to like be rich, to own a business and become rich. Yeah. My dream is a little less materialistic and more so like moralistic. I don't know if that's a word.
No, but that sounds really interesting. I like that. And now that you say that, to tell you the truth, that hits home with me, man, because I clean toilets for a living, but I don't get paid a lot. I go and clean the houses sometimes every day. I clean a house for $100. I'll go and clean there's the $100 ones are smaller, but still 1 bathroom, 3 bedrooms, living room, kitchen, dining room, you know what I'm saying? And I clean all that for $100. For like older people, like a 85-year-old old lady, they can't clean her house, but I'll go in there and I'll clean it with $100 and it's not, I don't make that much. After I drive there, I pay my employee, I go there, cleaning products, vacuum, this, that, and I might end up making like $40 profit on that house.
Exactly, very little.
$40, and I woke up at 7 in the morning. I drove all the way to the east side. I picked up an employee, drove all the way to freaking White House, Ohio, to clean that house for $40 profit. So that's not even 1,000. You know what I mean? So it hits home for me because I'm not doing what I'm doing either, and not only for my cleaning business, but my podcast. I pay for all this. Sometimes life is not all about money. That moralistic thing, even though we don't know if it's a word,
right?
We don't know if that's a word, but let's call it a word from now on.
Moralistic.
Yeah, we're gonna start that. We're not all about money around here. We're about morals, and we're moralistic.
Dude, no cap, man. That sticks.
That's really good. When you were saying that, bro, I was thinking, man, that hits home with me, man. Hey, you told me a little bit about you were saying something about music. Tell me a little bit about your music. You were interested in music when you were younger, or what?
Yeah, man. I've hustled up a few studios. Like, I've had my own studio like a few times. One time a crackhead stole like a couple $1,000s worth of materials I had for music.
Oh my God.
So I was just like, with music, I just kept fumbling because my environments I was in, like, shit would get broke or whatever. But that was my biggest dream for the longest time, was to be a musician. And like rap, I like a little country, I like a little alternative.
Okay.
Like, you ever heard like Sweater Weather? Like the holes in my sweater.
No, I never heard that.
So like, I like alternative music like that too. So
like one of those summer vibe songs and shit.
Yeah. What's the June song?
Yeah, I remember when I was growing up, I remember every summer there'd be like some cool songs that would come out like that. Yeah. Hey, so did you like Eminem and all that?
I loved Eminem.
Yeah, me too, man. That was like one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah, Eminem was sweet. He was just so different. And it's not because he's white. It's legit. He was just, hi kids, do you want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyes? You're like, whoa.
What the hell?
Right.
And then so how far did you make it rapping and stuff?
Or
would you do rap or sing or what?
Well, I did a little bit of everything. But dude, I actually had Murder Beats record label scouting me. They just wanted my views to go up. So I had this guy that was signed to Murder Gang, and he was gonna get me a feature with Tory Lanez and stuff. But I was just so what they wanted is they wanted your views. They wanted your YouTube views to look good, your Spotify views. And in order to get your views like through the roof is really like getting playlisting, paying for ads, getting it out there. So what my whole goal is I want to like really invest the money that I make doing construction and with merch and stuff like that, and invest it into my music, because I have a dream of like helping younger men that like are struggling with drugs, or young fathers that are struggling with just becoming that man that they're supposed to. I want to do that through music. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew you had the business and all that, but I never seen any of your like music stuff on your social media or any of that.
I don't post it because my old music that I used to make was like unprofessional. It was very sexual and kind of drug and alcohol oriented a little bit.
Because it was stuff you were around.
Exactly, yeah. It was what I could vibe with at that time. So I don't really talk about my music very much, but once I start re-releasing music, which probably won't be for like another year, like once my business is established and I kind of got it running like a well-oiled machine, then I'll probably take my focus off of that and reapply it to like kind of my own dreams as well. Because really, this job is like, my company is to like really just provide a good service and keep people from getting scammed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Hey, man, you remind me a little bit about me, man. Like, you know, okay, your service business, I have a service business.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, okay, I had my service business, like you said, I'm giving people an affordable price to clean their house. They're at work, I come in, I clean their house.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt almost like I got to a point where I was like, man, is this it? Is this it? I'm just gonna clean houses every day?
Mm-hmm.
That's it? I was listening to a podcast every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting all this good information, and I'm like, okay, is this it? I'm just gonna clean houses and live. I was like, no, I need more. I need more. And that's when I was listening. I always listen to podcasts. I was listening to his other Toledo podcast, and they're like, if you want to start a podcast, just do it. Just do it. I just grabbed my phone, I put it on a tripod, I sat in my chair in my house, and I said, and I just sat there, said, all right, here we go. This is episode 1, and I just did it. Big Yogi'Z
How
garage.
nervous were you?
I was super nervous, but it was in my house, so I wasn't. And I started talking about my story, about my prison story, and then I did episode 2 in my car in front of Myers or something. It was hot. I was opening and closing the door, but I felt like you said, I felt like there was more to me than just like this cleaning service is providing a good thing for a lot of people. It's providing money for my family,
income for you,
healthy income for me. But I felt like, okay, now I'm doing okay. I'm not rich. I'm not like I said, I'm cleaning houses for $100, $200. But I can see where I can take a little bit of that money. I can start this little podcast thing, and I can feel like I'm sitting down with you, man. This feeds me, because today I learned a lot of things from you that I probably didn't know. There's certain things there's certain things that you said today that triggered a little thought in my head that I'm like, damn, and we get this through all conversations. Every single podcast I ever listened to, it can be some dumb ass shit, right? But you get to a point where the guy might say a little nugget, the guest or and that little nugget might be something that sticks with you forever. You know what I mean?
For sure, man.
So yeah, tell me about you said something about your merch. Tell me about your merch. We got some over here.
Yeah, man.
And then you brought me a hat.
Yeah.
The world.
So it's Utopia.
Okay.
So like my musician name was Wayne's
Okay,
World.
so Utopia.
Yeah. So my musician's name was Wayne's World, and world was spelled like that.
Okay.
So it's like my way of separating this from me, but keeping a little bit of me in this.
Yeah.
And Utopia is more so. So I want to make a clothing brand for the people. I'm very big on like just the people. Yeah. So the world is yours, and that's like my way of telling you, like, hey man, like you can go get anything you want. If I fell into drugs as bad as what I did and walked all the way like 100 miles in the middle of winter and all this, and I'm like coming out on top. I was just getting checks like I was making like $5,000 a week working for the company, and I'm gonna be making more than that with my company. The world is legit yours. Yeah. Utopia. This is your Utopia.
Okay. Yeah. So that's why you did it like that.
Yeah.
That's dope. So you're gonna start selling these online and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You're gonna try to do something like that?
I'm gonna link it to all my content that I put out.
That's dope.
Yeah. So.
And then you got shirts, hats,
hat, snapback. This is a snapback.
Yeah.
You want to try it on?
Yeah, that's dope.
It's really, really tight right now, but.
Yeah, we'll get it. Yeah. And then you also got merch for your business too.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, you could buy one of these too. But this is where it's at when it comes to like branding. So
yeah, so that's good. You're just gonna use that for your business, your employees and stuff like that. This is like something for your brand.
It's kind of like my message in a way, like Utopia. Why does like anytime I bring up like a utopian society to people, they're always like, that can't happen. Mankind's not capable of it. I think we're capable of a lot of things. I think Native Americans were living like almost kind of like a harmonious lifestyle before like the white man came and like abolished a lot of shit. So I do think like legit it's on us as people and as a community as a whole to try to make this our utopia, to try to make this like a beautiful world to live in. If we have it as bad, like what do they call it, the law of attraction? Law of attraction, but there's the law of relativity. So if it can get this bad, if we can treat the world this bad, that's just a degree of what we can do. We can raise the temperature and we can treat the world great. We can be feeding back the world, like we could be living healthier, greener. We honestly, as mankind, if we really wanted to, decide today that we want to give up all money and actually live in a service-based society where you're the cleaner, you go and clean, I'm the roofer, I go and roof, and we all just kind of like, we could do that. We can make this.
Yeah, and that's how the world was. Before there was money, there was like, okay, I trade you a cup of sugar, you give me a cup of flour. You give me 2 eggs, I'll give you, some bacon. That's how the world went. I clean your house, you go do my siding. My siding's gonna cost more, so I have to clean your house for like a year to pay for the siding. But that's how it worked. Everyone traded their services or their products.
That's why it's called a trade.
Yeah, and then what happened was at one point something happened where the one guy ran out of sugar, he couldn't trade, so they ended up using gold and jewelry, and that's how money ended up. But when I was in prison, we used stamps. We didn't have money. So if you wanted something from me, you would say, I wanted your shoes, you'd be like, give me 50 stamps. So I would give you $50 worth of stamps for you to mail, to mail letters. And I would just come up with $50 worth. I'd give you the stamps and you'd give me your shoes. And then you would mail out your letters, or you would go sell your stamps to somebody else and get your money worth.
So that was your currency in there.
That was your currency. Some people use soups.
Yeah, soups, yeah.
Like ramen noodle soups.
Oh, yeah.
2 soups for $1.
I've done about a year and a half.
So, yeah, so you know.
No, I've never been to prison, but yeah.
But you know, it's the same thing in the counties.
Fuck yeah, dude.
They'll be like, they'll be like, hey, they'll say, let me get your cake and I'll give you this or whatever.
Hell yeah, I was hustling them cakes, boy.
Yeah, they'll be like, I'll give you my whole tray for your cake. People would do that.
I would do it every time, too.
Yeah.
I was hungry as hell.
Yeah, people would say, they would say it to me all the time, my whole tray for your cake. I'd be like, man, here's this cake, bro. Give me that tray. I eat all that tray, bro. Yeah, man. So that Utopia it's possible, man. There's I seen this thing, this video where this guy, I don't know, it has to be fake, but this guy says he came back from the future. He said he came back from 27, 40 something. He I don't know, but he said that this shit's all lies or whatever. But he said that in the future. He said in the future, there is like a utopia. There is no like big government. Everything is ran by computers, he said. All the laws and the police and everything is ran by supercomputers, and we have a utopia.
I would believe that.
So this is like thousands of years from now. But this guy said that he came back. He was like, oh, dude. And so this guy was like, if you're from the future, why are you wearing old time? He had like old people clothes on. So he's like, come on, man, you should be wearing like 27.
Yeah, why are you jocking that 1920 style, bro?
Yeah. Hey, there's a set of questions that I always ask people. On my podcast, you talked a little bit about it throughout the thing about fitness and stuff like that. But I want to ask you, what do you do for fitness, and how do you implement fitness into your life?
Dude, I slack at fitness.
Yeah, but you look fit though. That's why I'm at.
Yeah. No, I'll go work out like really hard for like a month straight, and then business will be picking up and stuff, and I just have my kid and stuff. So like. Dude, I really am trying my hardest to get on a routine where I can like make it last all year and just like work out 3-4 days a week at least, you know. But
you have worked out in your life.
Oh yeah,
because I can see the muscles.
Yeah, try to, man. Try to.
So you have implemented working out into your life, strength training, cardio. What kind of working out do you do when you do work out?
I try to do I try to max everything at like my muscles out like in a 30-minute period and just like go to muscle failure. So like if I'm doing like upper body, I'll try to like kill my shit until I can't use it. And then, because I'm like very time oriented, so I don't want to spend forever in the gym. I don't want to be one of those guys that's like in there for 2 hours a day. Yeah. Checking myself out all the time.
Yeah, like me.
Well, no, I don't know.
No. Keep going.
Okay.
Don't worry about me.
All right.
I'm just saying because I'm on a different mission.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right.
Tell me your story.
But my mission is to get in and get the hell out, and then like when I'm in my 40s, maybe I look like Mark Wahlberg or something like that.
You actually already look like Mark Wahlberg. You just have to go a couple more times, bro.
Right.
If you go 3 times a week, you'll be fine, bro. You're skinny. You already got muscles popping out everywhere. You just got to go a couple more times and probably drink a couple protein drinks.
Yeah.
But what I was saying about that, I said like me, because I'm on a different mission. I go to the gym I make sure I got my 2 hours to get in there because I struggle with the gym. So I got to make the gym like almost like an easy thing. If I make it too hard and I go extreme, I won't even come back tomorrow.
The next day.
I got to make it like
I've done that too.
I got to make it like easy so when I go to the gym, I jog for 15 minutes and then I do my workout, but I don't go to failure. I do my 10 15, sometimes I go a couple sets to failure, but I also film everything and I'm doing the social media. I'm trying to motivate people through my working out. So it's more
And
like
you are too,
yeah,
right?
so it's more like I gotta set the camera, I gotta go to do
So
the
you spend
set
like 40 minutes like
Yeah.
just messing around.
I do a lot of
Yeah.
dumb shit. People probably watch me and they're probably like, is this guy even working out? What is he doing here?
He's in there like
Yeah,
just chilling.
I'm running with my phone like this.
Right.
Like, I look like an idiot. I'm sure people outside of my circle, like people that are sitting there, watch me and they're probably like, what is
Who don't know you.
Yeah, like what is wrong? What is this guy doing? Like he's running around with his phone like this. Then I got these magnets and I put them on all these machines. So like I'll put my phone up here and then I do the curl machine,
Oh, dope. Yeah.
So it's called Gym Buddy. You can put your phone everywhere. It's like a little magnet that hooks up to the phone and you can actually swivel your phone and put it wherever you want. You can actually put it right on the machine when you're doing your arm curl and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
It's a pretty cool little thing.
Yeah, gadget.
So that's why I said, that's why I laughed and stuff. But I understand your thing because you're on a time crunch. You got to get in there, work out, do what you're gonna do, get out. You got your family, your wife, or I keep saying I'm married. I don't know. Are you guys married?
No, but she is my wife.
Oh, okay.
Mentally, and I do plan on proposing to her.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. So.
Eventually, I mean, first you gotta structure everything. You're doing the right thing. You got a business. You're striving to become a better man. Everything's gonna come with time. So when time you propose to her and you do it the right way, and you make sure you're prepared for all that, like financially, and don't just propose to her just to propose to her and get it over with. No, make sure that she's the one. Make sure that your business is prospering. Do it the right way so it can be lasting. So you can, because life is a ladder, brother. Life is a ladder, and you got to keep climbing that ladder. And when you get to a certain place, if you think that that's it, you'll implode on yourself. It's like somehow the universe will stop you. So you got to keep climbing. Like you said, that's a good thing what you said, that this money, eventually you're going to turn it into something else. And even if it ain't music, but you can turn it into something else. Maybe it's producing music. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's having a studio. Maybe it's a podcast. Maybe it's just this merch. But just keep going. Keep grinding.
Cultivate.
Never stop. Because when you stop, that's when everything starts falling apart.
Just crumbles.
Everything starts falling apart because you feel like you're happy. I'm at the right place. You'll see that with millionaires. Millionaires, they say they want this business. They want this. They get $1 million. They got this business. All of a sudden, they cheat on their wife. Their wife cheats on them. Something happens where it just breaks up because they thought they didn't keep going.
It's like Ja Morant right now, he's got all this money. He's got $200 million contract and stuff. And he's young. I'm a huge Ja Morant.
Who's that? I don't even know.
Ja Morant. He's a basketball player. He keeps waving this gun.
Oh Ja.
So he's it's like he's kind of damn, he's got everything he's ever wanted, and then now
it's imploding on himself.
It's imploding a little bit. I mean, he might bounce back though.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, I think so.
He will, because that was just him doing some dumbass shit, man.
But he did it twice in a row.
Man. So that goes into my next question. A lot of kids look at him as a role model, and then look what he's doing. So I was gonna ask you, who are your role models, or who were your role models growing up, or whatever? Talk a little bit about that kind of stuff.
Dude, my role models ranged all the way from, I liked Eminem was a role model. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No, I never heard of that.
He's neuroscientist.
Okay, yeah.
Neuroscientist, and he's what's the smallest I think it's called quantum physics. Yeah, quantum. He's a quantum physicist as well. So he's so he's super smart. Dude repaired his whole spine with meditation and stuff like that, and they actually measured it and proved that he was doing what he was saying he was doing.
Was he fasting too, or no?
I think so. Well, he got in this really bad accident, and he was already a chiropractor before he was a neuroscientist and a quantum physicist, so he was already smart, had a degree. and he broke his spine, and he told them not to do any surgery on his back. He ended up, they said he wasn't going to be able to work for like over like a year, and he ended up back to work in like 7 weeks after his accident.
I need to do some research on him because I want to know if he was fasting while he was doing it, because I believe that fasting is like a cure to a lot of our sicknesses. And I think a lot of the sicknesses we have as humans right now in this day of age is due to overeating, like eating too much, like breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, midnight snack. Sometimes people wake up at 3 a.m. and eat.
It's
like,
a comfort thing.
I believe that's making us sick because all these toxic food that there is around, people are just packing it in. So our digestive system is full of toxicity, like different colors, like that yellow 5, that red thing, all those colors and preservatives and that shit that makes the cans last for like 2 years.
Yeah, carcinogens.
All that's inside of our stomach, just like boiling up. Not all of us, because I'm not eating that kind of stuff anymore. But and that kind of stuff, little by little, sitting there is getting us cancer. I got like a year and a half ago, got this thing called transverse myelitis. It was a virus in my spine that made my waist, from my waist down, numb, because I was just eating McDonald's, this, that, and just like going crazy.
Nasty shit.
I was super big, dude. I barely could even fit like in my car. I was sitting in my car and I was like, I was making videos. My face was like, it's just like, I was so sick and tired of myself, man. I was like, God. That's why I want to know. I want to do some research on him. What's his name?
Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Okay, because I want to know if he fixed himself through fasting, because all that shit went away. Sorry, so who else did you? How about family members and stuff like that, or did you always look outside of that?
Dude, I had this one uncle that was cool as hell. His name was Uncle Dusty, and he was like into construction, but he had drug addiction problems as well, and he ended up overdosing and dying.
Damn.
But man, he was so funny, dude. He was like one of those dudes that could just keep you smiling and laughing all day. He was like, you really wanted to be around him all the time. But I would say also, like, I just really liked entrepreneurs, so like Rick Ross, Jay-Z, like people that like took it way past music or whatever. Even if it wasn't even a rapper, just anyone that was like only like Jelly Roll. I'm starting.
I like Jelly Roll.
Yeah, dude, I'm starting to watch his story.
Yeah,
like,
me
I
too.
seen his stuff on Hulu. And like, dude, he took it from like literally just he was a drug addict in Nashville that was rapping, and now he's like performing at the CMAs and has like these multi-million-dollar
And there's
sponsors.
people here in Toledo that he used to come like to Toledo and stuff. So there's guys from here in Toledo that would go to shows, like local rappers and shit.
Yeah.
And they would go to his show and DJ and rap with him. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. He was just on Joe Rogan the other day.
Yeah.
And then I seen that whole interview and I was like, damn, man, I love stuff like that. I love listening to those because it's just like he went from nowhere to who he is, man. And I believe we all have that opportunity.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I told
you, are for sure gonna be somebody.
No, you are too. Like I think that all of us have it. Like I told you earlier, if we wake up every day, there's a reason. Because if not, if God was done with us, God would have said, "Here, no more.
Wash his hands with us.
Let's go."
Yeah. There's
a reason, bro. All of us have a reason to be here. All of us have like some kind of like purpose to do. Like you said, man, even if your purpose was to create this business to give people affordable, house roofing and stuff like that, even if that's your purpose, that's a purpose. Because there's companies out there that they all they want to do is just make money and rip people off, and they don't give a fuck about nobody. So even if that's your purpose, that's a good ass purpose. And you can take that right there, that purpose, and create something beautiful out of it. You can help all kinds of people. Like you said, you can have a bunch of different groups of people, like crews, and you can keep finding people. And then, bro, that could be your legacy. But you can keep going too and make it bigger and make a music and a producer, singer, whatever. You just got to keep going, man. Okay, my podcast, I know you already talked a little bit about this, but I want to know, what is your biggest dreams?
Oh, dude, my biggest dreams is to, I really want to help young men, like help them get on, like young men that are struggling, because there's a lot of young men that have good parents and guidance and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I didn't, and a lot of people I know, I'm sure yourself in a lot of ways probably didn't have the best guidance, and if I could be somebody like a beacon in the community, to be somebody that like, hey, you need a job, I got you. You want to learn a trade, I can help you. So I really want to help young men, especially young men with kids. So like young fathers, because now you're talking about 2 generations. You're not just helping 1 generation. If you help a father, like a young father, you're not only helping our generation, you're helping the next generation as well.
Yeah, so that's your dream, is to help, to not only make yourself a great man, but also help people with through that whole journey.
Yep.
And you're doing a great job, because like listening to you, I've never met you. Have we met before? No, okay. Because I don't even know how you even heard of Big Yogi's Garage, how we became friends on
Dirty
Facebook.
Mac, man.
Dirty Mac?
Yeah, I watched it. I really like him a lot. He's cool as hell. So I watched his interview and I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. And that's when I hit you up.
So that's that you seen that, and that's how we became friends on Facebook and stuff like that. Okay, I didn't know. I was just like, I know one day we became friends on Facebook, and I started following you. You started following me, and I didn't even know exactly how we became friends. But I think that you're doing a great job, man. Listening to your story, how your challenges growing up, and like all that stuff, walking from Wasion to Sandusky, all that stuff, man, that builds character, man. And like you said, don't ever say that you would change it, because you wouldn't be who you are right now. Every single thing that happened to you for a reason. It happened to you for a reason, for you to become the person you are, the person you are today. And that person is an amazing person.
Thanks,
and you're gonna keep doing wonderful things, because you're still young. You got all your whole life ahead of you, and you're gonna do awesome things. And with a great woman like that on your team, man, there's no stopping you, as long as you don't give up on yourself. Like, John, don't give up on yourself, because this is what happens, right? This is what happens. You're in a great relationship, but if you give up on yourself, she's gonna start looking at you different. If she gives up on herself, you're gonna start looking at her different, and that's how relationships fall apart. Relationships fall apart when the individual person doesn't take care of themselves, and then the other person starts getting different ideas of where that person is going with their life. So you just keep working on yourself, keep having big dreams, keep climbing that ladder, and then you're gonna do wonderful things in this world, man.
Thank you, dude.
You're welcome, man.
Appreciate that, dude. For real.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my sponsorship thing, just because I got this thing right here for Dave. This Dave is a gentleman that had passed away. This podcast, this whole room right here that I got, is from Jacob Conine, and his I'm pretty sure it's his brother. He passed away a few years ago, and he has this little memory thing. He had it right there in the corner, and I called him and I asked him if I could put it in the podcast. So what I really want to do with my podcast eventually is have, like little stuff like that, like a memory. So there's this guy named, this young man named Dewey, and his mom reached out to me, and she said something about putting Dewey's Light on the back of the podcast somewhere. So something like that for Dave, maybe Dewey's Light, and then have my sponsors sponsor Dewey's Light, sponsors Dave's little chest thing, maybe my cousin's. My cousin died in a drinking and driving accident, and then those things we can. Like the one for Dewey's suicide, Dave, I don't know exactly how Dave passed away, but we can like, help them like promote like suicide prevention, drinking and driving prevention. I can probably have Carlos's Corner, Dewey's Light, Dave's Chest, and I can have a business say, okay, Affordable Business is gonna sponsor Dave's Chest this 4 weeks, and then you help me sponsor them, and then we can actually put maybe like a GoFundMe underneath, where people, you help me sponsor that little thing, but people on the other side can actually send Dave some money for his family, like for expenses, maybe his kids or something like that. I don't know if this is what I want, or I don't know if this is what I'm gonna do, but I want to grow my podcast, and I want it to be a win-win-win situation
for everyone.
Yeah, and then I think by doing that, we can even make it a 4-win situation. I win because this whole podcast feeds me. You win because you spread the word for your business and your story. the sponsor wins because they get their business.
Go fund it or
No, the sponsor wins because they get their business name out there, and then the person, like say like Dewey's Light or Dave's Chess can get people sending them money for like their cause, like drinking and driving or something like that.
I think that would actually be pretty smart.
This is something that I was just like, this is the first time I thought about it a little bit. I said it, but this is the first time I'm actually putting it out there. I believe in putting things out there, manifesting it. You put things out there in the universe, and then somehow somebody listens to us, and they help us, and they guide us through the whole journey.
But it does work.
Yeah. Hey man, John, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man.
No problem, dude.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you so much. One last question, okay?
All right, yeah.
Like, one last question, because I've been asking this question to people.
Okay.
What do you? Okay, let me see. What do you think are the people can get out of this, or what do you think the people could get out of our podcast today? I had it different. I wrote it down different last time, but I don't know. So like, what information? Because I want to give them something out of every podcast.
Man, I really think that they can get a lot of hope out of this. Like, even if they're right now, like, say one of these viewers is drugged out on the street, no home. A few short years, you can own your own business and have a wife and a kid and have almost all you. Like, sometimes I wake up and it's surreal. It's like, dude, I really, like, this is perfect right now. This is as close to perfection that I can get in my life. I wake up next to a beautiful woman. My baby's screaming in my ear, but he's so adorable. And I've got customers calling me, asking me to come help them, and I'm making a decent living doing it.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you too,
I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. See you next week on Big Yogi's Garage.